Stagecoach Road. Is someone here?
Yeah, they're here.
They're here.
Oh, hi,
Skateboard, Green Mountain Power, Justin at Green Mountain Power.
welcome.
What we'd like to do is come down underground. Down Stagecoach Road, like your approval to do so, and town road right away. That's what's kind of handing out some of that. We've met with Mike and Steve. And we've had our crew foreman out there as well to discuss the project. Barring any ledge, we would come down off Hall Ranch, the intersections of Stagecoach. Heading south on the easterly side of the road, come up, go over a culvert. And then underground to a termination box. And then continue underground to another termination box, and then further south to the existing pole area. To be constructed in the town road limits. Is what we're seeking approval for today.
Does this involve any kind of easements on any of the property owners or just down through the road?
We would just be in the town road right away for this project. We do have contact with one of the landowners. We'd like to put a termination box under their property. And Justin's been communicating by email to them.
I also met him on site and submitted an easement for him to sign, so. Wait for that, and then he's in Connecticut, I think.
So you're gonna go down the road, is it, what about repairs to the road, or do you do all that, or is it up to our town to do that?
No, we'll do that. We would have Michael and Yelkin come in excavation to the work. And they would do all the work, the trenching and any repairs, to put it back to where it was.
And at any time, is any of the roads gonna be closed?
One lane would be closed while we're doing the excavation work. There may be a portion of Paul Ranch that we would have to navigate as far as crossing underneath that portion. But the majority of the work would be along the eastern side of the road.
And what about flaggers, you have your own flaggers?
If there's a time where we need to flag it, we would provide flagging.
And if you get that much traffic there, and
Not a lot of traffic on that.
just the residents.
You're gonna come up over at that culvert and go ahead.
That's correct.
You can't go out around the culvert and just.
No, you can't, because it's kind of a wet area. Yeah, it's would be.
What's your time frame?
If we get approval, I'd like to get some poles in the ground that we talked about. We'd have to replace a pole, get the poles on each side of the culverts. Within a week probably, and then perhaps start excavation soon thereafter. And the timeline would be about 3 weeks for the project. We definitely would like to get out of there before winter, exactly. Yeah.
Does the board have any questions?
So you're looking for us to be the okay?
That's correct.
And I'm assuming that this agreement here, we want to sign?
That's correct. There's one that actually would have my signature on it.
Yeah, it must be the original.
He's got it right there.
Yeah,
You have the original copy.
Okay.
yeah, the others are just for computer review.
I make a motion that we accept their proposal to upgrade the power on the station.
I have a second, John. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. It's approved, with the motion to have Green Mountain Power do the ground, wiring on Old Stage Road and Paul Ranch Road.
We're all gonna sign it, thank you. Are you looking for signature, you want each state selected, right? I'm assuming it was,
Yeah, or, whatever, however, it would typically work, do one signature would be sufficient if you all like voted on it.
oh,
It could be recorded in the town as well.
today is, the sixth.
Are these gonna be the real tall poles that you been putting up on 121 or?
No, that's a three-phase structure there, that's what we call spacer cable, that's more of a main feed. This would be just a single phase structure that would be putting in.
What's gonna happen to the rates? Is it gonna go up?
Yeah, I have nothing to do that, I'm not sure.
Well, thank you very much. It's underground is last,
Yeah, I'd like to see as much
Repairs.
as possible on here, for sure.
Just another question, are you all finished moving the power down at the site of the bridge?
We are, yes.
You're all done.
We are done, we have some cleanup work to do, we have some ruts that were created, and we have some stone to move, but other than that, it was our portion of the reconstruction is done.
Okay, good.
So I guess we just contact them with the email.
Yeah, I can't speak to them,
Huh?
exactly right, though. Yeah,
I'm not sure, do we have to record this?
Yeah.
All right, so we can't do that tonight.
No, that's totally fine, this is.
We'll get
Yeah.
Kathy, and then she'll have Kim do it in the morning, and we'll forward it on to you.
Excellent,
But you got the approval, so it's, go ahead.
thank you very much,
All
I
right.
appreciate your time,
Okay, thank you for coming.
thank you.
Brookfield service agreement?
Yeah, so we got our 2024 contracts and compared to last year, so we have the contract for the generator at the town garage and then at the elementary school. And they both went up approximately $100 each. So we would just need, if you wanted to give me signing authority, I would just need a motion to do that and a motion to accept the 2024 contracts.
So moved.
Second. What's the total of that agreement?
So for the elementary school, it's 1,171. And the town garage is 523.
So it's been moved and seconded. All in favor
Aye.
of approving the contract? Say aye.
Aye.
Aye. It's been approved for the Brookfield service agreement for the school and for the town garage. Municipal energy resilience program agreement.
So I've been working with Efficiency Vermont and Wyndham Regional Commission, and this is the agreement. I believe you all had a chance to look at it. To do an energy efficiency assessment on this building.
Do you have dates for that? No?
I don't, so if we approve the agreement, if I sign off on it, then we'll go into scheduling. It probably won't be until the spring, that they would be able to get here and do the assessment.
And this is all covered under the grant.
Yeah, so
No
no
cost.
cost, no cost would come.
I make a motion that we approve the energy study and have Morgan sign. Second.
Okay, all in agreement to the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion has passed, for Morgan to sign off on the, energy resilient program for the town hall. Thanks, Morgan, for doing that.
Yeah.
Wyndham County Sheriff's Department increase of budget. I know we've been discussing, the sheriff's contract. And many of the voters have asked that the hours be increased. So who is on for the sheriff's department?
I don't see him on there.
You want to speak for it now, or should I?
Why don't we put it off a while, see if he doesn't come up?
Who, sure. Oh, is he coming?
Yeah.
He said he's supposed to.
Oh, okay,
So they give us a question for him.
okay.
All right, we'll
Okay,
move on to Wyndham Foundation Generator Town contribution. I did receive a letter from Bob McDonald, asking if the town of Grafton would, contribute to the cost of a new generator for the foundation. Since when our power goes off here, we rely on that generator. So we've had some discussion. And I guess I need to know from the board what your thoughts are.
I think we should buy our own,
Yeah, and so do I.
our own.
It's gonna be almost about the same money. They're looking for $14,000 or 17,000, I remember. By the time we do it, and then we still have to go down and somebody has to come on the weekend and at night and switch the power off, because it's not automatic. And then we're gonna be obligated down the road, if there's repairs on it, they're gonna ask us to do it, so I think the town of Grafton would have its own generator, since we have emergency management here, in case we have problems. We do it and be automatic, and we don't have to worry about anything else. That's how I feel about it, and I know John does.
Stuff, anything to add?
Doesn't make much sense to just give the Wyndham Foundation money every year for the generator. It seems like it'd be more expensive for homeowners to do that. Makes more sense for us to have our own generator.
Right.
So I make a motion that we send a letter to the Wyndham Foundation telling them, thank you, but no thanks, we're gonna proceed our own, and instruct Morgan to put the generator out to bid.
Okay.
Okay, any other discussion? All in favor of that motion? Say aye. Aye. Sorry, who seconded that?
John does.
Sounds like it's the, unanimous vote to approve it. Highway report, Mike, Colby. You're up.
Jason should be here this week to finish the paving of all the cool spots that are in the flood. We're gonna be doing our grading of all the tremendous rain that we've had. And run around doing some of the patching on some of the blacktop ourselves. And we should start hauling in our gravel. The stockpile at the end of this week as well.
Where are you getting gravel, Mike, again?
We're getting gravel off using sand and gravel, yeah.
While it's there.
Starting to this year.
Anything else to add, Colby? No?
And you got
Signs?
your signs here.
Unfortunately, one.
I'm here.
Okay, my personal opinion is that we should put up a sign that there's a no entry, whatever the.
Yeah.
But I think it's up to the landowner to put the no trespassing sign. That's,
At the end,
yeah, that would be my feeling.
probably, I would think. I mean, we can definitely put enough at the intersection. Is that where we're talking down where Putnam Forest 470 meet?
I guess so, yeah.
I was imagining, and I was driving it a few times today, and I was wondering honestly if we didn't need to. I was imagining one as you're going up, before you make the left.
You could do it right off the bridge, I guess, if you want to encompass both roads.
Well, I was really thinking about just after the Merrill's, so before you make that left, because that's really where Chimneys Road, and then I wondered if by Fairbanks, there shouldn't be another to help people just like stop going further up the hill. Cause once they start going up the hill, you know where to go, but
You can't do that.
Except your yard.
yeah.
I don't think you can do that. I think you gotta put it at the bottom and that's it.
We did one on Woodchuck Hill and it actually worked pretty good. Everybody stopped going up there, because we have the same problem there as well.
Well, you thought, what the sign say, no outlet or something?
Yeah.
It says
yeah.
no outlet at Wood Chiefs. That was what I was
Yeah.
basing my letter on.
Yeah, and actually worked quite well.
Well, I can give you a real life scenario. I had that problem with Avery Park because I'm on the GPS that it goes through.
Right.
And I requested 4 or 5 years ago for the select board to put up a sign, and since the sign's up, nobody comes up my road anymore.
Right, it does help.
Yeah.
That
But
would
I
be
mean,
great.
maybe we could try with one and see how that goes. And This, more signs, more money,
Yeah.
people really don't like a lot of stuff.
I appreciate even starting with one. I appreciate anything and having the turnaround out there, and plus, there's no self signal, people are truly lost and,
You're at the end,
yes,
Complete end,
okay.
you know.
yeah.
The old Microsoft.
Yeah, and I'm often there alone, and I have to say, it's really a little uncomfortable. In the dark or on the weekends, unsettling.
I'm glad we could do that for you.
Yeah, I appreciate it, thank you. And then the other one is up to us, I guess.
I think that's probably best, because there's really, road stops there, and
Right, after,
beyond that, it's kind of yours.
exactly, okay. Okay. Great, thank you.
And the Townsend road signs,
Those are we talking speed limit signs? Is that where we're?
I think there was a
Both of these.
line driveway and speed, reduced speed.
Yeah. Okay, that's right, have them by the bridge, right? Okay,
So on the Townsend side of the bridge,
yeah, just for it, right.
right? That's,
Can you reduce the speed?
You want to were those as well? Because I know you guys brought up the speed limit signs out
We
there.
talked about
well,
it.
that 50-mile-an-hour sign really needs to go towards Townsend further.
Right.
I think they need to be moved.
Or move one another, just take it away. You.
Yeah.
You have like another what, mile till Townsend probably? But you come up on it all of a sudden and people are starting to do 50 down to your place.
It's up to you guys, if you wanna move them out more, we can move it out more, I guess. You shouldn't have to change.
Is there an option to reduce that to 35 on top of it?
What's it, 40 out there?
Yeah, it goes from 25 after it pawns, just before the pawn.
You can do what, 5 miles an hour without,
You can change it 5 miles an hour without doing a formal study.
right?
Sure.
35.
Yeah, right. You got a couple more, 35. Get east to the bridge, is that where we're gonna go?
Or if you moved it back, or
Back.
you don't want to go 35, 35, as you're hitting the bridge, you see 50.
Yeah,
So we're
so
gonna move it
yeah.
50 further out.
Yeah, you move it 50 further around.
Is there any reason why, I'm just curious about the other homeowners, Jack, because a lot of those roads are pretty windy up there, and I'm sure, and probably people who are here would maybe probably appreciate that too. I can't speak for them necessarily, but especially with the death that happened along there too.
Yeah, I've already had a fatality here.
I don't see any reason personally, but obviously that's up to the town.
Right.
I'd like to see it all 35.
Yeah.
Should you at least do 35 and then change the 50 to 45? If you can only, if you can do 5 miles an hour?
Oh, you can change the 50 down to 35, is that wrong?
5 miles an hour increment without having a
If you
study.
do 35 and then 45 and move it a little closer to 10.
I'm confused.
Throw that at us.
I'm confused, you can go from 40 to 35 without a study,
Right,
but you can't go from 45 or 50 to 45.
you can only do 5 miles an hour.
Right, but you can't go from 50 to
You can only
40.
do it 5
Oh,
miles.
oh,
It's only 5 mile into.
But if you don't have a sign, you don't have the 50-mile-an-hour sign, the speed limit is 50. But if
According to state law. Right.
What,
the sign almost, I mean, as soon as they get to like Delaware Road, or even Turner Road, they can see that 50-mile-an-hour
Yeah.
sign, and they start there. There's,
there's a slight straightaway there where I always hear people just like,
Right, yeah.
right direction.
repeat offender.
Correct me if I'm wrong, on a road in Vermont with no signage, is it 40?
He said it's 50.
Is it really?
It's not close, it's not. Unless you're within a town that has an ordinance saying otherwise.
So do we have, can we do an ordinance?
You have an ordinance, don't you? You should.
It's what we just did
You just did
2
part of
weeks
it.
ago.
Well, that was the malfunction in
If
Johnson.
you have one for all of your roads in your town, all your dirt roads, all of your paved roads, all have, are covered by an ordinance.
Yeah.
Within your town.
I guess I had in my head it was 40.
They all at one time are 35 miles an hour,
All your dirt roads,
all of your,
yes.
Just out of curiosity, because I'm not familiar with this study, what's involved with this study? I'm assuming some costs and some time. And some headaches for other people.
Morgan?
It's done through the sheriff's department, and I know they've already done that device, so it would be a little bit more intensive, they would have a deputy come out. Have a radar gun, and it would just take time. I would have to check on the fee if that would be.
Let's see, just send out a notice to everyone in town that they're doing this.
Yeah,
Why don't we just try reducing the speed by 5 miles an hour? I'm gonna make it good right
and then, I mean, if we increase the sheriff budget and ask them to patrol like hot spots in town. I think ideally we would see it.
I mean, it's more than one problem.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's, you know, there's those that are speeding that aren't paying attention to any kind of signs.
Well, what the proposal is to increase the amount of hours for the police. For the sheriff, but we also to restrict them from going on back roads and things like that, and let them just work on the 4 hotspots, which is Townsend Road, Cambridge Brook Bridge, the town of Grafton, and 35.
There was one other thing, and one of the letters, I don't know if he wrote it to you or what, he said that he doesn't stop them unless they're doing over 15 miles an hour.
yeah, he told me.
We're gonna get that changed, because I don't know where that came from.
The study was based off of 10 miles per hour, but he opened, and not to get him in trouble or whatever, he told me openly, he's like, but I typically only start taking people at 15 over, so I'm like,
That's
oh,
nuts.
so it was one of those signs.
65 there.
Yeah. So what would it, so if as a town, we could easily move that 40 to 35. Now, is there, I assume there's more to it to move that 50 a bit further out because of the location, or?
I don't know how far we can push that.
And then you can move the 50 to 45.
Yeah, exactly, that's it, yeah.
The sign.
Kind of as much as you could.
Probably gotta look at the ordinance to see what it reads in that road.
Yeah. The sheriff just joined.
He's not gonna.
I know, but just so you know.
Okay, so what are we actually doing here? So let's make sure that we're all on the same page.
I can check the ordinance and see what.
No, I don't mean that. What are we doing? We're gonna move the signs,
You wanna change your 40-mile-an-hour signs to 40 to 35
right?
out to basically June's place.
You wanna add a blind driveway.
In a blind driveway, right, on the opposite
Are we
side.
gonna move the signs too?
We wanna move.
We're not gonna move this, the only sign we're gonna move is the 50-mile-an-hour sign if we can. We
Okay.
can push it out towards Townsend further.
Okay.
So you have to look
Can
at.
we change it to 45?
Yeah, that's what.
Or ways.
Yeah, we wanna
But
change.
as we have to look at the ordinance and see what it reads,
Yeah,
to see if we can get away with it.
And do we need a reduced speed sign?
There should be one anyway on the other side of the road.
There is, I believe.
Something in that,
The signage from the Townsend and before the bridge, there really isn't enough time to slow down. Yeah, we're not gonna be at 45 or 35 miles an hour
That's
by
correct.
the time they hit June's house or our 3 houses.
Yeah,
And we're the ones coming out of that driveway that they can't see.
if we can push the
So those need to be pushed
spot
back.
around, I'm thinking,
Like we did on 121.
Yeah.
Charles.
yeah, we moved it out a little
Yeah.
bit. It's like a 10th of a mile.
So they're
I think.
slowing down before that
Get away
intersection.
with something like that.
So you didn't go over the increased budget because.
No,
We are.
we wanna, let's finish the,
We have to finish his report. So now you've got Bill Road culverts. Culvert.
That is on there because we need a motion. That we will have to put the engineer out to bid on the Bell Road culvert and the blocks on Eastwood Road. Because that, they wanted the same engineer that did it before in Margaret. To do the blocks. And this one really was the only one available at the time. It's not gonna be any more money, it's just. It's simpler if we just have this one engineer do both of them.
won't you make that motion?
Morgan has got it written down. so we can-
I have it written, I can, it was moved by whoever, seconded by Blake, that pursuant to the provision in the procurement policy. Providing for the waiver of bids for items costing between 5,000 and 20,000. The select board waives the necessity to put the engineering for alignment of culvert number 1 on Bell Road. And the block wall on Eastman Road out to bid, based on both the cost cited and the selectmen's familiarity with the engineering firm's capabilities and work quality.
So move.
We have to engineer them in order to get money from FEMA to do the work. And the Bell Road one, I think, was 6,000 and the block was 8,000.
So when you say engineering, a hydrological study,
That's already done.
It's already done.
The Bell Road is alignment of the culvert, that's what they're doing.
okay,
The block wall is, they're gonna come up with a better solution than they did 12 years ago. So that it doesn't keep.
And you know, this engineering firm and the DK agreed to do that.
so is it gonna be a bigger culvert because of that?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. That would make sense.
That's why I moved it.
Okay, do you have a second? Did you second, John?
Yeah.
So it's been moved and seconded on, the culvert at the Bell Road. All those in favor?
I,
Aye. Okay, that's passed, and anything else on your highway plan?
Did we make a decision what we're doing on Townsend Road?
yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
We did. We're gonna put, the driveway sign.
Yep.
And the 35-mile-per-hour sign.
Right.
And that's it for right now.
We'll
No.
see if we can push the 50 mile an hour.
Push
sign.
What-
They wanna change it.
But we need to look at it. But we need to look at it.
Check it.
Yeah,
Then we're gonna move
Moving the
the
sign.
big feet.
yeah, we'll see if we can push it. Look further out.
Just making sure the conversation is sort of stopped.
Any other things for highway? Chloe, Mike? Okay. If not, we'll move to Wyndham County Sheriff
I think you.
Department.
Yeah.
Increase of.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm like your brother, where, you know, near the culvert that comes down from Townsend Road. Sorry, Turner. And is that on your list of repairs, like some of the, okay, I feel like that culvert also is like. Ready, they're two, yeah, they're kind of getting pretty flush, and a lot of those, when the flood happens, like stones, literally. You're probably all aware of that.
In response.
I think Charlie, you guys, a lot of people get stuck trying to leave, like last time it happened. I don't know if that's something. You could. But for a future, maybe add it on the list, get the list is long. Yeah, I get it. Something I thought of, thanks.
Any other comments from you folks on the signs or? Thank you for your input. Okay, Wyndham County Sheriff's Department, we want to increase the budget. Mark? Hi, Mark.
What was that, Mark?
Yeah, Mark Anderson.
Mark, what we did at the budget meeting was increase the dollar amount. So that you could have more hours as a town to patrol. That budget doesn't start until July 1st of next year. But I think what we'd like to do is have it start now, if you can cover those more hours. And the other thing is, we kind of like the 4 major roads covered: Townsend, Hopeville, Saks River, and Chester. And kind of lay off patrolling Middletown Cemetery, ones like that. And it would give you more time, and maybe it would solve quite a few of the problems that we've had. So we increase the hours more.
Oh, I think it was to 12 hours per month.
Yes, so it's 12 hours now per month.
Rather than 8.
Increase to 12.
Yeah, so increase the 12.
Could you list the 4 roads you want to target again?
What was
That's
the
what roads, full road.
I think the mute button got hit on the owl.
Okay, try now.
Okay. Townsend Road. Cambridgeport Road. Chester Road. And Holmesville Road,
You're under 10,
and the town.
stop sign.
So to the question of if we can start now, yes, as long as you did not pass an article under town meeting for the funds that appropriated law enforcement, then that shouldn't be an issue. As long as you have it in the budget, we can amend the current contract to do that now. So yeah, I can send over an amendment to that effect probably tomorrow, if you'd like to act on that.
And what about stopping them at 10 miles an hour? 10 miles an mile.
Yeah, that doesn't mean you just ignore all the back roads. If there's a problem, you have to go on the back road. We'd like the majority of that time spent on those 4 roads.
Yeah, what I would suggest doing is not capturing the contract focus on the roads, rather that we just emphasize our understanding of your desire of how to use the funds to be proactive on these 4 roads, but it would not limit the rest of the town from accessing services when they need it.
And the other thing is, how many miles over the speed limit do you stop somebody for speeding?
There's no actual answer to that question. It is to an officer's individual discretion. We allow that officer discretion, so I can't define it. If you were talking to me when I was doing a lot of speed enforcement, it would be different based on zones and factors of the zone. So if it's a school zone, that carries different factors. Center of town carries different factors. Congested residential areas versus sparse open road where there's not other factors at play, we might be more lenient, and that follows the training model that my deputies receive. So there's not an exact answer to that.
Well, I think one of you, I don't know which one, had said that he would not stop anybody unless they were doing over 15 miles an hour.
There are some people who practice, I shouldn't say wouldn't stop, but usually won't issue a ticket past 15 miles an hour. An example I would use of that is Route 30 in the town of Townsend, past the Townsend Dam. We don't have a lot of crashes in that section. Route 30 is an open road. And so understanding that there are factors that do layer into that. But generally speaking, we have had people stopped under 15 miles an hour over the speed limit and ticketed within recent time. But to answer that for any one officer or the organization would be impossible.
But some of our roads are posted at 50, so that means they could go 65, and there's not too many of our roads that are good enough, you know, that you should be doing that fast. I think anything over 10 miles an hour is too much.
I would argue at times, sometimes over 5 miles an hour is too much, but again, that all comes into the context of the specific area. If one individual said that they have a practice of not stopping past 15 miles an hour, I mean, I've heard it before. It's not what we train. But at the end of the day, we do continue to allow the officer discretion because they have to factor in a variety of things that target around traffic safety that we can't just capture into a definitive policy.
Can't we say what we would like to have it be?
You can say it, but and I will communicate it, but it doesn't mean it will necessarily happen.
What the bottom line is, we're trying to reduce speeding in these areas, and it's become a problem.
Sure.
Especially with some young kids out there with their trucks, noisy trucks. and doing all the skid marks. But it's a safety issue for everybody. And some of these roads, you know, right now, it's getting darker earlier. There, we don't have streetlights other than in the village here. And we have windy roads, you know, this is Vermont. And we just wanna keep people safe and people need to slow down. But I think it's also important, your visibility is critical. We want your presence, and I think it's gonna help slow down the folks and they'll get the message. But thank you so much for your service, and we're very happy to increase the budget because we really need your service for the town.
I will get that forwarded over to Morgan tomorrow. I will try tomorrow, Morgan. We're getting ready for our audit, so there's a lot of papers going left and right, but we'll get that over as soon as possible. And I will pass along the areas to target to my staff as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do we need a motion to?
Yeah, we do. Do you want to make it there? You want me to make it? I make a motion that we increase the police protection effective immediately to, was it 10 hours? 12 hours per week,
Come on.
I mean, per month. And that we designate particular hotspots to be policed.
I'll second that.
And those, list those lots.
Perfect.
So, yeah, the hotspots would be Cambridgeport Road, Townsend Road, 35. And Holtonville. And obviously the town.
And all in favor of the motion?
Give me a
Say aye.
second. Second.
I seconded it. I seconded it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Beth?
Okay. Thank you.
That's been passed.
Thank you.
Clerk treasurer, Kim, is she on?
No, no report.
Committee reports, personnel.
No, I don't think we have anything to report. I'm just waiting on applications.
The cemetery report is that we're still waiting to see whether or not the new owners are going to agree with the old owners for the additional land at the Holtonville Cemetery.
Has somebody bought that house? The house?
Not yet, but it's up for sale, so I guess they're waiting.
I think it's been reduced a little,
Yeah, I saw that.
and I've stopped, and nobody's been there.
So we're kind of stymied until they come to us.
Okay.
The removal of the trees at the Middletown Cemetery.
John, Mike has a little update on this.
It's been removed over the wall, apparently. I think it's the people who did the mowing, but I'm assuming. But it's not in the cemetery anymore.
Is it the cut on it, or
They cut it all up and threw it over the wall.
just put over?
So it's on the,
So they had to cut it up some or remove it.
oh yeah,
So everything out of the
everything's out of the cemetery.
so we don't have to worry about it.
It's not your problem now. It's now the neighbors.
So is that something that you can pick up?
Hey, call.
Well, you have to cut a tree or two to get there.
That's okay.
It's all right.
We have permission to get in
Yeah.
the mall?
Yeah.
Okay,
So that'd be taken care of.
sure, I guess.
Perfect.
Well, let's say this.
Save us
They
15
drag it over the wall, yeah.
So now we just
I
have
have no clue who did it.
now we just have to get the cemetery, the stone replaced, but that won't happen until spring. I think.
Unless Mike can do it now.
Yeah, maybe. Mark, maybe we contact you, Mike.
Kim talked to him last week when he was here, and I don't know what they're discussing.
Yeah, but now that they're done, maybe he can take a look at it and see if he when he can do it or do it next year.
Did we have some bids on tree cutting, or was that for next
No,
month?
we didn't get the bids yet. Yeah.
Any other business?
Yes. Don, I will direct it to you, but we did get a letter from the Wyndham Foundation in writing that they are gonna be responsible for 50% of the cost. Okay?
Yeah.
So we did accomplish that. The second thing is, and John, I don't know how you wanna do it, that we had a meeting with the state on the Walker Bridge. And, as of March 1st, they will post, it will be a one-lane road until completion. Not before. So that's
Instead of April first.
instead of April 1st, so. Look forward to that.
They're still gonna put in a temporary bridge though, right?
No.
No, it's gonna be one lane bridge.
So there's no temporary bridge anymore.
Was it one?
And street is one lane with the existing bridge.
They're gonna demolish the existing bridge, leave one lane open, then they'll build a new one, and then they'll demolish the other one. That's how it's gonna work.
Oh, okay, because there was a lot of arguing about whether or not there should be a temporary bridge, remember?
Yes,
So the answer is no, there won't be.
no,
Well, that saves us quite a lot of money, as I recall.
I'm not sure it's any money, but
That's blowing out one out there.
Oh, I know, we're way over budget, it's not anything that we have to worry about. We'll all be dead in 10 years, and so, someone else will pay for it.
so, believe it or not, so in January, they've gotta still appear, I guess,
Yeah.
in the river.
Yeah.
So in January, they're gonna somehow build and pour this pier so that they can keep the schedule of construction starting next week,
Freezing grass.
I guess.
13 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, any other business? How about public comment?
I have a question.
Okay.
Let's go back to the wastewater for a minute.
Mhm.
Is there a 90% meeting? Is there more coming than we already know?
Yes, the answer to that is yes. They're working on, there will be a 90% report, okay? I don't know when, but we will probably know, Seth and I and Morgan have another meeting, a week from tomorrow, Wednesday. So we're trying to pin down when that 90% meeting. Seth and I had met with the attorney today, which is covered by the agreement. About the fire district or the wastewater district, and you'll be hearing some more information about that. In the next week of the coming weeks, but that's where it stands.
I was told, probably erroneously, that the project will not be allowed to proceed unless it's fully covered. Fully financed. Is that your understanding of it?
No, I don't know where that came from. We don't know. No,
But we do know that the water part of it, the potable water part of it is ruled out now.
as far as the town is concerned, yes.
What does that mean?
And they told us, state or the feds, I'm sure, told us that we're not capable of having a water district. Seriously, I think
Why are we capable of having a waste?
because you need to have, you're not big enough, we need engineers, staff to run it 24 hours a day and all that kind of stuff. So that's gone. And now we'll just be back to the wastewater.
There's a lot, there's, like, to have a drinking water system, there's a whole slew of requirements that aren't involved in it.
Oh, yeah.
The only other thing that's kind of pending, and it hasn't been decided yet, is that I think. Seth and I made a recommendation, that why don't they put a water filter on any of these homes that have these PFAS? And I don't know, Seth, we never got an answer. So,
Hopefully they'll let the next meeting.
yeah. Because there are other wells that have this problem, Bowen's,
Charlie Bennett.
he has that issue. And there are apparently other wells now that this is coming out. And, so that we don't know what the status of that is gonna be, but,
But that has nothing to do with the wastewater project.
no, and yes, it does, should be funded under the wastewater project, but
It does a little bit, because if you install the charcoal filters, at people's houses, then you're not gonna be transporting the PFAS up to the site where the wastewater will be disposed of. So that's why it fits in.
Public comment. Yes,
Are there any plans to repair the cemetery fence at the Middletown Cemetery?
The answer to that is yes. It's my fault. I want to go over to Springfield fence, just to get an estimate to to take it down and replace it with a new one. I don't know if we can do it, but it's on my list. There's been a lot of meetings going on here with. So I had to go over to Springfield, but I will see if they're going to do it. We try to put it out to bid to a couple of other contractors and we didn't get any response, so we'll try again with Springfield fence.
is it also supposed to be painted?
You can't paint it, it's shot, and the thing's all rotten. It's beyond repair, been in there for I don't know how many years ago.
You painted one fence before, what's up here though?
Gate.
The gate. Any other public comments? Okay, our next meeting is November 20th, 2023 at 6 p.m. here at Town Hall. I need a motion to adjourn.
Slideshow more.